Michael Barber thinks it's House of Scouts television. Did I say that right?
Fantastic.
Let's go. We're on, Pod. We're on. So, sum it all up. What have we just watched? What have we just witnessed? What's gone down?
Well, we've watched Paul Butler fail to make the super flyweight limit. Me and Sconnor spoke to him after the weigh-in because he was set to defend his WBO International Super Flyweight title against a Thai kid who's called Pechbongbong Kokyatjim. The kid came in 8 stone 2. Butler was due in at 8 stone 3 and actually came in at 8 stone 4 pounds and 12 ounces. He said he just cannot make the weight anymore and he's going to have to move up to bantam.
So it was mad for me to be there. You know, my first time with Frank Warren promotion and stuff like that. But it's just madness to see at this point. We touched on it before we went over there about people making weight and not making weight and stuff like that. And not only happened once, but it happened twice today. So it's different. The kid obviously knew before he's gone in there. Butler obviously knew he wasn't there with the weight. But where does he go from here now? Where does he go from here?
Well, it's very simple. Paul Butler now no longer is the WBO International Super Flyweight Champion. He cannot retain that title with a win tomorrow. If he wins, he wins, and it goes on as a W on his record. Not a problem, right? But he doesn't keep hold of that belt. That belt is up for grabs for Kokyatjim and nobody. You know, it's up for grabs for Kokyatjim only. And if Kokyatjim doesn't win, then Butler comes away with another win.
How's this going to affect his performance, you think, in his mindset?
I don't think it will. Purely because he struggled to make the weight before. I mean, you were there when we were chatting to him, and Butler said last time was a struggle. This time he just couldn't do it. So it's not something that he's alien to, like struggling to make weight. But something that he is alien to is not making the weight. You know, he's made it by hook or by crook so many times. But now it's up to 8 stone 6 for him, and it's a new challenge.
Okay, and what's he got to look forward to up at that weight division then?
Well, he's
looking at potential fight opponents for him, then if he's going to move up.
Well, he's been a world champion up at 8 stone 6, hasn't he? He beat Stuart Hall for that IBF title. Obviously, Lee Haskins has got that IBF title now. We mentioned Tete before the weigh-in. So you asked me, was Tete a potential opponent? Well, now it's a possibility because they're both at the same weight. But like Butler said to me earlier on, before this show, he said, fuck that, why do I want to go back? You know, and you can totally understand it. He got a shutout and then got flattened. He doesn't want to be going back there again. But in terms of names in that division, Tete's one of them, and Tete's going to stay up at bantamweight, so it could materialise, but I hope for Butler's sake it doesn't, because he gets beat again.
Better Butler at 8 stone 6 though?
Well, we saw a Paul Butler up at 8 stone 6, the beat Stuart Hall with relative ease.
So why did he go back down?
He went back down because 8 stone 3 at the time was his natural weight. You know, it was. He went up to 8'6" purely for the opportunity because that IBF title was knocking. And as soon as that IBF title was no longer knocking and was already in the door, it was time for him to go back down. And then obviously he boxed for the IBF title against Tete, down at Superfly. Got beat. Shit happens, you know. But
do you see a better performance for him now at 8 stone 6?
well, not necessarily, because Paul Butler's going to continue to be Paul Butler. Paul Butler's going to carry on with the exact same game plans up at bantamweight as he would down at Superfly. It's not going to make a jot of difference. It's just going to mean that he's going to have 3 pounds of extra leeway to play with.
Right, okay. Now on to the main event. It was obviously the first show up there with Liam Smith. On the atmosphere, like, it was not a bad atmosphere for inside there. It was a smaller venue than what we experienced last week for the weigh-in.
It wasn't a bad atmosphere, to be honest. quite good. You know, sun's cracking the flags again. Everyone down on a beer, myself included, and you know, both champion and challenger came in on the weight, made the weight for the title fight, top of the bill. So we're on for that.
The weigh-in reveal anything for us about Liam, about what's going to happen tomorrow, or?
Well, no, not so much what's going to happen tomorrow, but he came in blob on the weight. You know, he came in at 11.6, and if I'm not mistaken, sorry, Liam came in spot on 11 stone, not 11.6. That's my mind running away with me. But it tells us that at some point in the near future, Liam Smith could have to go up, because I believe he struggled to make that today. But
is it just a simple fact that as you get older, making the weight gets harder, so it's that natural transition of age forcing you into the next weight category?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Well,
the paid professionals, so obviously the manager the weight throughout the whole camp,
yeah.
The managers, the coaches, everyone's managing their weight for them. So obviously that's a flashing sign to us that he's coming in bang on, and you know, we feel, as you just mentioned, then there's potential of moving up in a weight class. Does that benefit or does that hinder Liam? Does that open up?
Well, it all depends. Oh, and by the way, just as a look over your shoulder there, Scott, Francis Warren, the show's promoter, walks through the door. But aside from that, I suppose it all depends on what challenges await him.
So the future.
Liam, give us a look at your shorts, lad.
Yeah, so obviously the future over the next 12 months, we've got two potential big changes with Liam. You know, you've got new challenges and potentially a new weight. So, you know, do we see bigger fights coming to the city now? You know, is there bigger names out there now for Liam if he moves up to that weight class?
Potentially.
Yeah.
But I think it's a case of, for the fight that we all want to see, the all-British fight that we all want to see, and I'm not going to mention it, but the all-British fight that we all want to see with me and Liam staying at light middle, or super welter as it's now called, for some considerable time before the opponent, whose name I'm not going to mention, moves up to that weight. So it remains to be seen. You know, a lot can happen, but
so potentially in the Smith household, obviously Liam become the first world champion. Is the potential out there now for Liam to become the first Smith to be a two-weight world champion? You know, how many two-weight world champions has Liverpool as a city actually had?
it's very.
Poking in your knowledgeable brain here now, Foz. Is there anyone out there in Liverpool, in the Liverpool fighting history, who's become a two-weight world champion?
You've got me thinking now, Scott. Do you know what? I'll have to hold my hands up and say I'm not sure. I will have to say I'm not sure,
It's
but
something that Foz will have to come back to us on our next podcast.
but you know, it is what it is. That's just life. And
So now the weigh-in's done, press is being done, the open workout's being done. It's all ready now. Saturday's fight day, fight night. You know, the week itself, it's been a cumulative 2 weeks really, because it's just been 2 weeks of boxing in the city of Liverpool. You know, we've had Bellew being crowned world champion, Liam Smith now defending his world title. Liverpool as a city has really been spoiled over the last couple of weeks in boxing. Is this now the capital of UK boxing? Is this city home of UK boxing?
I think it's always had a special place in terms of being the fight capital of the UK, and at times London's overtaken it with Anthony Joshua, and at times Sheffield with Cal Brook.
Yeah, but if you look at them, though, that's like one name. But if you look at the bigger picture in Liverpool, you know, Eddie Hearn and obviously Frank Warren, look at the size of the talent pool that them two promoters have to choose from. You've got all the local promoters, you've got your VIP and stuff like that, you've got your below the surface promoters that are coming through, and I give a shout out to Ray Kyle Gallagher, who's just set up his own first pro show. Now, Liverpool must be one of the cities with the biggest talent pool, you know, fighters out there. Now, is that naturally in us as Scousers? Do we naturally have that fighting instinct?
Well, yeah, and I think I think you've only got to look at a guy who was crowned world champion last week. I think you've only got to look at Tony Bellew for that instinct.
Now with the Tony Bellew, are we at the peak? Or is it all downhill for me now? Do we carry on this?
No, I
this
think
rise in Liverpool boxing?
I think the rise carries on, but it shows that stadium boxing in Liverpool works.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Do we see Anfield in 2017? You know,
I would love to. I really would love to, but
do you think Eddie Hearn's seen what he's made? But obviously Eddie Hearn's been involved in obviously bigger stadium fights and that, but surely the atmosphere created by 20,000 in attendance, that's got to be up there with the 80,000 at Wembley. And I mean, it's the noise that was generated around that ground when Bellew come out of that walk and something I've never ever experienced in my life.
Well, I said on Wednesday, didn't I, Scon? Was it Wednesday when we were up at Marsh Lane, yeah? I said on Wednesday that it's something that eclipses anything that I've ever done before, and I think we can only go up from here.
You know, well, Eddie's obviously a businessman and he's a boxing man and he knows his stuff and he knows, you know, it's all about improving his boxes. You know, he's obviously making money out of it. He's got to see Liverpool now as his home from home. He said that himself and he interviewed him a couple of weeks ago on Callum's fight in the Echo Arena, and he actually said this is my home from home, you know what I mean, Liverpool. He says very few cities very rarely even have 1 or 2 shows a year. We're blessed that we're getting in the double figures each year. Well, can that be in 5-6 years time when you like your Prices, your Paul Smiths and your Bellews are coming to the end of their tenure, they'll have been gone. Would the new generation fill that gap?
Yes,
you know,
I think they do, yeah.
Who's out there now? Obviously, we were lucky to be blessed with Bellew, the Smiths, Price. You know, they all come through at an era that when Liverpool boxing was at a low. You know, we had the 90s era of Andy Olligan, Shane Neary, but now we're at an era where we've got a bigger talent pool. You know, you like to see your Jed Carrolls and stuff like that who are coming through, and your Farags, can they carry on the burden of what the fights were set before them?
Your Jed Carrolls, your Tom Farrells, your Ryan Farags, as you mentioned, Steve Lewis. You know, these are all prospects, and special shout out to a kid who gets absolutely next to zero recognition whatsoever. JJ Metcalf, Kid Shamrock, son of Shane Neary or Jimmy Neary, and you know, so the future is looking bright for Liverpool boxing, and it remains to be seen where we go from here, but I think the only way is up, as they say on Towie.
Here you go. I'm going to finish on that. All our boxing chat, and we finish with Elliot Foster and a Towie comments. We're House of Scouts TV. This is Elliot Foster, Harvey Yankum Foz, and we'll see you all later.
From Liverpool, Liam Peter Smith. 22 wins, 1 draw, 12 KOs for the champion. Okay, the champion on the scales.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's the one. Can't see me. It's the thing you want. Okay, nice to see you. Okay, box. Very box Jancy. Kevin.
The world champion bang on at 11 stone. We will now ask both boxers for the face-off.